Hello everyone, this is Kathy from Train Up a Child Homeschooling, and today I'm finally bringing to you our first grade choices for the year 2023 to 2024. So without further ado, let's get started. I guess I'm gonna start off by showing you our grammar. This is actually a book I got when my daughter was going into first grade, but we didn't finish it, so I'm just gonna pick up where we left off. And what I really like about it is that it covers a lot of broad, like different concepts. There's a lot of stuff going on in here. There's pronouns, adverbs, prepositions, sentences, everything that has to do with grammar that a first grader, should learn is in this book. Like, I think they pretty much cover everything that has to do with grammar. Okay, so I'm just going to do a quick little flip through. Oh, this is also the Common Core language standards. So it does follow Common Core from what it looks like. So if that's something you're interested in, you already know this will cover Common Core. I'm not surprised because there's a lot of information in this book, a lot of activities and worksheets. So it's divided up into sections. This would be nouns. And then there's a lot about nouns. Okay, so I'm going to skip along here. Nouns, possessive nouns, proper nouns. And you're supposed to do just pretty much just one page. So it's just one, whether it's the front side or the back side, that's all you're supposed to do. And then it goes on into adjectives. So what I was doing when I was doing this with my daughter when she was in first grade, I would do something like spiral. So I would get like a worksheet from each section, and then we would just keep rotating. So of course, we wouldn't do all the worksheets in one day, but like one day she would do nouns, the next day she would do adjectives, then the day after that she would do sentences, and something like spiral learning. Or you can use this as mastery. If you just do, if you just go in order, it would be mastery. And then if you mix it all up like I did, because the pages are perforated, then you can make it into spiral learning. So these are pronouns. And this is a very thick book. Look how much of the book I still have left. And my daughter, we used it, I forgot for how long, probably like a few months. So it is a very thick book when you do buy it new. These are verbs, sentences. Now, this is probably something I'm going to leave towards the end of the school year because it does involve a lot of writing. And my first grader, I don't think he's ready for all of this writing, especially because his spelling is still not very good. Capitalization, punctuation, usage. So I guess it's telling you when to use certain words. Use "and" before a naming word that begins with A, E, I, O, or U. So it's like, when should we use certain words? When should we not? So when should we use no or no? Or our and our? Wow, that's great. I don't think I did these exercises. But yeah, it covers a lot of concepts that have to do with grammar in a fun, simple, easy, way, because the lessons are very short. And pretty much this doesn't come with a lesson like a teacher's edition. This only comes with this part right here. This would be like your information box, you can call it, where it gives you already like the lesson. So you would read that if you need some type of recap, or maybe you don't know how to explain it, then that would be there to help you. But that's the only teaching instruction that you will be getting out of this book. The rest are just questions and then the answers. And then in the back is the answer sheets, okay? So that's that. Then we're going to go into spelling. So I'm very excited to try this curriculum. I know that I was told that it is very classical. It's a classical approach to spelling. because in the later years it does involve Latin. This is the teacher's edition, so this would be my book. On the left hand side, it has like a lesson. If you want to, teach a lesson from here, you can do this. Okay, it has the objective. And it tells you exactly what pages to go to in the lesson book, like in the workbook. Okay, and then here it also have the answers because it is the teacher key. Here it also tells you when to do the final test and when to do the pre-test. So it gives you instructions on how to do that. And it also provides some bonus words. And then here it can be the you can use this to do the lesson review test. So this will be reproducible pages that you would have to scan and print. So it's pretty much, that's what it looks like, the teacher's edition. And this would be the student workbook. Spelling workout. This is the very first level in their series. And this is what they cover. Okay, it starts off very simple. It also tells you here like different like a strategy on how to spell a word. First say the word, then write the word with your finger. Close your eyes and think of the word. Cover the word that you have written and write it. And then check your spelling. Or I'm sorry, cover the word, from, whatever it is that you're seeing it from. Beginning sounds and letters. So we're starting off with just some foundational skills regarding phonics. And then it starts, and by lesson 6, then it's going to start the actual spelling practice. So every lesson will start off with like a little story. And then you're supposed to do one of these every day. So this would be the first day, or I think this is part of this day, I'm not sure. And then this would be one day, one day, one day. So they're short lessons. I mean, you could do the whole page if you want to. And then this would be another day. And then, of course, you also got to take into consideration the pre-test and the test at the end of the week. So, yeah, I mean, I would probably do this all in the same day because I think if not, then it might be a little crowded on some days. I guess because on the days that you do a test, you could also do an activity since the tests are faster. So, yeah, it always starts with a little story. So if your child, by the time they're in first grade, if they're not reading, in this difficulty yet, then you're going to end up having to read this to them. Just FYI. And like I said, in the later years, spelling workout does teach Latin as well. And these are talking about the word families here. Okay. We're going to go into math. This is our very first time trying primary mathematics from Singapore Math. I have, mixed emotions about this because this is very mastery. I was doing BJU Math before. I have been a loyal BJU Math, family for the past 3 years. But I've decided to branch off from that because my daughter was not enjoying BJU Math anymore. So I'm trying something different with her. And then my son, BJU math is kind of like too simple for him. You know, he's pretty advanced when it comes to math. So I know this is an advanced curriculum and they focus a lot on mental math. And that's what my son naturally does, mental math already. So I wanted to just cultivate that gift he already has. But the thing is that when I was looking at this, I was like, oh my goodness, this is very mastery. And I am not used to that. Like BJU is mastery, but they move on quicker than this. This, they don't move on as fast. And for example, let's go to the beginning of the book so you can see what I'm coming from. Okay, well, here you can't see it too much. I think it's here in the workbook where it really goes, where it really tells you. Okay, so these are numbers 1 to 10. Okay, that's fine. But then it goes into number bonds. Number bonds is pretty much addition. Okay, it's the whole number and then the two parts that make up the whole number. That's addition. So imagine this is addition. This is addition. This is subtraction. And then we have ordinal numbers. And then we got, this is more addition. Because I looked at it, this is a lot more addition and subtraction. And then we have a little bit of shapes. And then a little bit of lengths and weight. So pretty much this 1A for primary mathematics is mainly subtraction and addition. Like, that's what they mainly cover. They cover like shapes and ordinal numbers like you saw there, but like for very short time. Nothing compared to what they do, you know, with the subtraction and addition. So this would be your workbook. So when you get primary mathematics, you would get 3 books. You would get your workbook. Sorry, this is the workbook. This is the textbook, which you're not supposed to write on this. And then your teacher's or your home instructor's guide. Now, of course, the workbook is what the student is supposed to write on. So you're supposed to be teaching from here. Now, there's a lot of videos on YouTube about this curriculum. So I'm not going to go too in depth about what this curriculum is all about. So here goes the number bonds, which is, you know, addition, right? So we're doing addition for a long time. Now, I don't know if my son is going to mind this. He might not mind it. Or he might get bored of doing so much addition and subtraction all the time. I also noticed that the first half of the year does not cover much of time or money. So it just kind of really like just goes really in on addition and subtraction. And then we're doing a little bit of shapes at the end. And then this would be the student workbook. Now, you see 1A here because that's for the first half of first grade. Then for the second half of first grade, you would get 1B. And it would be another set of 3 books. I have an extra one there because I'll show you. That's for extra practice. So this will be their actual workbook. So after you're done teaching from the textbook, if you feel like you know, because I feel like for some of these lessons are so simple, I don't need the textbook. We can just go directly to the worksheet. But after you teach the textbook, you would go into here. This will be pretty much their independent practice. Because the textbook, you do it together. And then this would be their independent practice, you know, their worksheets. Now, I do like that they have a lot of different activities here. Like it's not all the same thing, even though it's all the same addition. But they do it in different ways. Like they do it like this. They do it like this. They do it, connect the dots. They do it like this. And so that's what is I think, gonna keep his attention. Because even though they're doing the same thing over and over again, they're showing it in different ways. And something that a lot of parents say of what they enjoy about primary mathematics is that it shows the children how we use math in our everyday life. You know, like you see the pictures, we're showing balloons, you know, we're showing the children. How many children are there? How many children are gone? How many eggs have we already used? How many oranges have we eaten? So it relates math to everyday life. So now we're doing subtraction. Now the textbook is in color, but the workbook is always in black and white. So just letting you know. Okay. And then the textbook will tell you when to use the workbook, as well as the, of course, the home instructor's guide would also give you that information. But I'm not going to go too deep into this because there's a lot of stuff online that you can see regarding this. I don't want to make this video super long. Okay, this would be the second half of first grade. This is the textbook, which is in full color. We're doing graphs. Now, this is the original Singapore math. I know if you have heard of Singapore math, you may know that they have a lot of different versions. There is Primary Mathematics 22, which is the latest one. There's this one. There's different editions like US edition, standard edition, Common Core edition, which they all look like this from the outside, but the information inside might be a little bit different. They also have another one, which, oh my goodness, I completely forgot the name, which it's another version of theirs. But this is the original one, the Primary Mathematics. Well, this is based on the original one because the original one is not the US edition. Okay, but this is pretty close to the original one. Now, this is the workbook for the second half of first grade. So you see we're still doing a lot of addition and subtraction. And in case you didn't know, with primary mathematics, you're going to be talking about multiplication and division in first grade. I don't think I went over multiplication and division in first grade with my daughter. But I could be wrong. And then this is what you would be covering during the second half of the year. Sorry. It would start off with comparing numbers, graphs, numbers to 40. So this would involve a lot of addition and subtraction. There's a review, multiplication, review, division. So you're doing it for a short period of time. It's not too long. The lessons, see, from page 64 to 76 you're doing multiplication, so it's like about 12 pages, 13 pages, and then only a few pages of division, and that's it. And then finally you'll be getting into some money and time, and then numbers to 100, which would be more addition and subtraction, and then money. Okay. And then I bought this book for extra practice, just in case, because I saw that some parents complained that there wasn't enough practice in the workbook. But after reviewing the workbook, there is plenty of practice. I don't know. Maybe they were talking about a different version. I don't know. But this would cover the whole entire year. It's just one book. Okay. Now this curriculum, I would say that it is sort of affordable. Each of these books will cost you around $15. So this one, all of these books. So if you wanted to just try it out, you could just get half of the year and try it out. Now, I got these used, except for I bought this new because it was missing, and but of course they had never used it, the family that I got it from, but so I got a good deal on it. So that's why I just bought the whole thing. But if you wanted to just try half of the year, you could. It's very affordable. If you want to just try the textbook and the workbook for half of the year, it would be about around $15 each on their website. Okay, so let's go into finally the last piece of this puzzle is our reading. Now, we already started level 2 of All About Reading. We did level 1 in kindergarten. We finished it, and then now we already started level 2, so we're just going to continue to do level 2. So this is what the activity book looks like. There's a lot of videos about All About Reading all over YouTube, so I'm not going to go too deep into this. But yes, I love All About Reading. This is what I have used to teach my son and daughter how to read, and I have no complaints about it. This also comes with index cards. It also comes with letter tiles that look like that are magnetic. Now, I don't really use those anymore. I did use them with my daughter. I don't use them with my son. I just use a dry erase board. It makes my life easier. I don't have to be, carrying around a bunch of magnetic tiles of all the letters in the alphabet. No, thank you. Alrighty, and this is what the teacher's manual looks like. This is my second time using this curriculum. I used it with my daughter. This is my second time using it with my son. And this is the readers that come with level 2. This will be the first reader and then the second reader. And my daughter wrote her name on it, unfortunately. She knows she's not supposed to do that. So we really enjoy this curriculum. I have so many great memories teaching from All About Reading, level 1, and now level 2. Now, the only downside from this curriculum is that it doesn't cover a full year of reading. It doesn't. This curriculum will not last you a full year, even if you try to slow it down. You would really have to slow it down. And it's not like I'm going fast or anything, but look, it has 57 lessons. Now, we have a regular school year is about, 180 days or something like that, or I don't know. Something like that. It's over 100 days. Now, mind you, of course, each of these lessons you will not be able to finish in one day. Some of these lessons you'll be able to finish in 2-3 days. But some of these lessons are very short, and yes, you will finish them in one day. So, you will finish this, guaranteed, in less than a year. So that's why I did level 1 for the first half of kindergarten, and then we started level 2. And during the second half of kindergarten. And we're just going to continue. So I'm probably going to end up getting level 3 because, I'm not going to jump into a second grade reading program because then that would be too advanced. So I would probably go from level 2 and I'll probably do level 3 for my very first time. I've never done level 3 of All About Reading, but I'm sure it's still, it's wonderful. It's great. I love it. It's a great, great curriculum when it comes to teaching my child how to read. It made things very easy for me. It had script for me to say. It has script for me to say. It tells me exactly when to pull out the index cards. It tells me when to pull out the reader. It tells me when to do everything. And I was very intimidated to teach my daughter how to read when we started kindergarten, and this program just made everything so easy and she picked it up so quickly. So that is all. I am making another video that's going to show our group subjects like history and science and Bible, so stay tuned for that. And if you like this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you, and God bless you.